a simple band brake. If one end of the band is connected to the fixed fulcrum and other end of the lever, then band brake is called a simple band brake. So these are the examples of simple band brake. These are different orientations of simple band brake. So we have simple band brake. So one band, so this is a band which goes around the brake drum, and one is connected to the lever. This is a lever. So one end of the band is connected to the fulcrum. Yeah, this is a fulcrum or fixed point. Other end of the band is connected to the lever. So this is the lever. So this is the lever. So this is the lever, and other end is connected to the band. And the distance from the fixed to the where the band is connected is called a small b. Distance of the full arm of the brake. This is a brake lever. From here to is called as a brake lever, and this distance is called a. So this is from here to where the band is connected is called as b, and from here to here where the brake arm extends is called as a. Here is a load applied F. These are the tensions T1, T2. The tension are tight, so tight side and slack side, and this is the angle of lap theta. So where the band is connected to the brake drum, so from the distance where the band is connected to the brake drum, so this angle is called as the angle of lap theta, radians, and the diameter of the brake drum is called as d, and small r is radius of the brake drum. Now procedure of brake drum. So procedure of simple band brake. So let T1 is the tension on the tight side. Let T1 is the tension on the tight side. So this is a tight side tension. If this rotates this way, so this side will be very tight than this side. So this is the T1 tension on tight side. T2 tension on slack side. So this is T2 tension on slack side. This theta. Next, theta angle of lap irradiance. Mu is the coefficient of friction. Mt is the torque transmitted. N is the power in kilowatt. N is speed in RPM. D is the diameter of the brake drum. R is the radius of brake drum. F is the applied force. F theta is the tangential force in newtons. H is thickness of band. So band thickness. W is the width of the band, and sigma d is allowable stress in the band in Newton per mm square. Sigma b, and B1 is the width of lever. H1 is thickness of the lever. Sigma b is allowable stress in lever. So first step, procedure 1. First find the torque transmitted. So torque transmitted MT, this we know this formula, 9550,000 N by N. N is the power in kilowatts, small n is speed in RPM. So substitute all this, the power given speed. So substitute this, so multiplying this 3, we get the torque transmitted MT in Newton per mm. The second step comes to find the actuating force EF. So to find that EF, so first use the MT equation is F theta into R. So MT is known, from here we get the MT. R will be given the question, the radius of the drum. So dividing MT by R we get F theta is dash newtons. Now from data handbook, table 19.1 or page number 19.21, so this figure B, in this figure B, so clockwise formula is F theta into B upon A bracket 1 by e to the power mu theta minus 1. Substitute the value of F theta, B and A and e to the power mu theta. Substituting all this thing, we get F for clockwise. Now for counterclockwise, so we have formula F equals to F theta into B into F theta into B into A into e to the power mu theta, e to the power mu theta minus 1. So in this we get F. So this, so we have to choose maximum F in this. So this is the data handbook. So this is table 19.1 or page number 19.21. So in this simple band brake, this one, so where the left side brake is connected to the fulcrum here. So in this we have two formulas. So for clockwise and counterclockwise, we have to find F by both formulas. Find F and choose the maximum of both this F. Just use the maximum F. Choose the maximum F. Next, step 3. Step 3, to find the width of the steel band. So width of steel band, W equals to T1 into H sigma D. So W equals to T1 into H sigma D. Now to find T1, so MT equals to T1 minus T2 into R. We have formula MT equals to T1 into minus T2 into R. Also T1 by T2 is e to the power mu theta. So for example, so we know that for example MT, if MT is known, then R is known. Therefore dividing this by this, we get T1 minus T2 equals to this much newtons. Also T1 by T2 e to the power mu theta. So e to the power mu, that is 0.25, theta is 270. Suppose if theta is 270 into pi by 180, we get 3.24282. Therefore T1 is 3.242 T2. Now substituting the values of this T1 in this equation, we get instead of T1 substitute 3.242 T2. So 3.242 minus T2 here, this minus T2, and this 2387.5. Therefore in this T2 we get this much and T1 we get this much. So therefore now width of the steel band, W equals to T1, that's 3449.46 upon H 2.5, which is given already, and sigma D also, which will be given. So we get 24.0 or rounded to 25. Now we have to assume the 4 rivets of 8 mm size. These are arranged in 2 rows, hence therefore W equals to 25, which is known, into 2 into diameter of the rivet hole. 8 mm is the diameter of size, then 9 mm has to be the hole. So 2 into 9, this 9 is a hole for 8 mm size plus small 9 mm hole, so it becomes 43 or 45. Now checking for stress. Check for stress. So maximum crushing stress has to be T1 upon I dH. So T1 is the value which we found now. I is number of rivets, so 4. D is the diameter of rivets, that is 8 mm. H is the thickness of the band which will be given. Substitute this, we will get the answer, and this has to be less than sigma D, the allowable stress in the band. Next, design of lever. So allowable stress will be given sigma B equals to dash, or if not given, assume C for the steel and FS of 3. So for C for the steel, you can, which is sigma Y is 328.6 in the textbook. Remember this, or you can get this in the textbook for C for the steel. So allowable stress in the band, sigma B equals sigma Y upon Fs, that is 328.6 upon 3, and sigma B is 109.53. So if it is given, then it's okay. If not given, use C for the steel and Fs3, and sigma B equals to 109.53. So this is one step. Then maximum bending moment, so MB is F max into A. F max, so maximum force, actuating force into A, your sigma bending moment MB, dash Newton mm. Then I is B1 H1 cube by 12. So assuming H1 has 3 times B1, so B1 is instead of H1 substitute 3 times B1 the whole cube by 12. Now C is H1 by 2. C is H1 by 2, and bending equation is MB by I into sigma by B by C. So substitute the values of MB, I, sigma B and C, and find the unknown term B1 equals to dash and thickness H1 equals to dash mm. So this was about the procedure of simple band brake.